Uh, okay, so this one's for JC. He was discussing how do I get good sounding guitar tracks. All right, well, your guitar needs to be in tune and intonated. You don't want to record something that's out of tune or not intonated. You want a good signal. All I have is a cable going into my interface. I have one going into an amp. Kind of same. I have my amp simulator pulled up here. I have my particular setup where I do a stereo rig. This is typically what I play on most of my channel on regular Def Cross, whatever. But this is kind of how I have it laid out. I do have a pedal board that's not plugged in right now. I don't really care to plug it in. But I don't really want to go through all of it, but I kind of just want to get you on the basics. I go from my gate straight into two amplifiers that are split into two cabs. And that's it. My settings are typically pretty rational. I have my gain at 5, my bass at 5, my middle, I boost it at 8. My treble's at 5 and a little bit over. Presence about halfway, master's about halfway. The other one is a little bit of the same, but just a touch of variation, so you kind of have a left and right that sounds different, considering these are both basically the same amps and cabinets. Right here I have my microphone set up. Mine's a little extra complicated because I do like having a stereo rig with two microphones. I like having a dynamic and a condenser. I like having the distance of the room. So one thing I like to do is have one up close. The closer you get to the cone of the speaker in the center, the higher the frequencies are going to be for you to capture. The further away back, it becomes more balanced and condensed. But if you go further away, it sounds bassier. So when you're looking at it, right here, okay, so if your microphone's out here, you're going to get a lot of but as you go in here, you're going to get more really high frequency. Now, I have a distance thing on this thing. Let me see. I have my position of 1 and 2. You can see 1 is pretty far back. You don't want to have them. You want to have them exactly on each other, or you want to have one kind of 1 to 3 on it. Everyone has their own variation. My other side has two dynamics on it, as opposed to the other one. And I move one of the dynamics. But that's it. So my basic sound with 5 gain. This. That's usually for loud stuff. That's about all I use. But I got a drum track here, so let me show you my process. Basically, I do multi-tracking. I at least like to do 2 multi-tracks, at the very least. The left and right, at the very least. But I actually like to do left and right, left and right, left and right. I'll layer it until it sounds good. But let's check out. I'm just gonna BS some stuff, so let's see. Let it roll for a measure. I'm not even sure if I'm able to double that. Well, let's try that out. I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna cut this out, dude. This is part of the process. Tracking guitars can take forever. Let's try that again. All right. close enough. Now I just need to play with myself again. Sounds weird. So I'm essentially just going to duplicate this track and double it. I'll pull this down. You can start seeing stuff. I'm not changing anything. Then just having two guitars. I'm going to move one just a little bit left and a little bit right. So I got to remember. Alright, cool. So I will put one left midway and then another one right over there. No, wait. X. You can kind of see what I got going on. Yep. Alright, so let's check out the rest. So you can see here, I'm going to play with it here. You can kind of get an idea of my workflow. This works in any application, any setting. This has worked since the beginning of recording or multi-track recording. Thank you, Les. RIP. Alright. So that's another one. Alright, cool. So there you go. That's my technique. That's all on a guitar track record. That's what I would do if I was going to do a clean track, dirty track, even a solo. Like, dude, if I'm going to do a solo on it, I don't mind having a little variation in the left and right. And I'm one of those weird music nerds where I like to make it more complicated than it needs to be. I like to have more going on than should be. Because I kind of like the appreciation of hearing things, hearing something new multiple times. But if you want to, if you're going to stick around, I'll show you my technique for doing a solo. So essentially I would take out all this, move my one thing to the center while I'm tracking, so I can hear what I'm doing and not getting too distracted. Easier to do with rhythm. But let's say I was going to do something, I would probably add some delay, some reverb, you can do some modulation. This is when you kind of can really push your amp further. I have a drive here, so I'll just turn that on. And we'll slap something on this, and that'll be that, and you can give me some questions on that. I'd recommend recording in. This is really important. Do not record your EQ in. You want to record as many frequencies as possible. If you limit the frequencies that you take in, you're going to limit the overtones, the harmonics, the sweetness of your tone, all that stuff. You're going to take it out. That's why it was either max or mid for a lot of people. For me, it's mid. But yeah, well, I'm going to BS something here and we'll finish this out. Now that's how I would do that. Now I'll track that. I was tracking it. I was doing a little quiet, so I'll bump it up. We can kind of hear how much I bullshitted and fell apart. But leads are like the voice. So whenever you play a lead, it needs to be as loud as the voice you're recording. Most people listen to music want to hear the voice more than anything else. So let me play this back. We'll hear the whole thing, and I'll take another one next time from JC whenever. I want to hear your tracks. I want to hear other people's tracks. Just keep playing, guys. All right, thank you. I don't know if I should be proud of that or embarrassed, but it doesn't matter because I still like it. You guys have a great night and keep it going, guys.